I'm tired of the lies they spin. They're feeding us poison, where do I begin? Every headline feels like a sin. Oh, it's a game we're stuck in, can't win. Barack signed the papers, gave them the key. NDAA took our truth, can't you see? Smithman's shadow, it's haunting me. Propaganda flows like a dark raging sea. They twist the words, make us blind. Realities are lost in their cruel grind. Who's telling the truth? Man, it's hard to find. In this media maze, we're all confined. We're rising up, can't take no more. Truth on our lips, it's time to roar. No more shadows, we'll break free. With every heartbeat, we'll make them see. Together we'll stand united and bold. No more lies, let the story be told. In this fight for truth, we'll find our way. We'll light the dark, bring a brand new day. I'm screaming loud, but no one hears. Drowning in cycles of our own fears. The truth's a ghost, shedding bitter tears. Oh, the anger rises, it's been years. So I'll sing my blues, let the world know. Fight for the truth, let the fire grow. We're breaking the chains, it's time to show. We won't be silenced, we'll steal the show. In the silence, hear the cries, voices echo, breaking tide. Every tear, a story untold. In the ashes, we rise bold. No more whispers, we'll shout loud. Together strong, we're a fierce crowd. With every step, we take the stand, fighting for truth. Hand in hand, let the walls shake, let the truth ring. We'll write the lyrics, let freedom sing. From the shadows, we'll break away. In this moment, we'll seize the day. We're rising up, can't take no more. Truth on our lips, it's time to roar. No more shadows, we'll break free. With every heartbeat, we'll make them see. Together we'll stand united and bold. No more lies, let the story be told. In this fight for truth, we'll find our way. We'll light the dark, bring a brand new day. Build these walls out of fear and pride. Learn how to hurt and learn how to hide. Every scar got a story to tell. Every soul knows a private hell. We point our fingers across the flames. Blame the world, blame the times, blame names. Somewhere deep beneath the noise, there's still a whisper calling through the void. Baby, healing ain't forgetting. Baby, mercy ain't pretending. Baby, truth is where it starts. When it finally reaches our hearts, can we really be unbroken? Can the shattered pieces live again? Can the silence finally open and let the light come pouring in? After all the wars we've carried, after every bridge we burned, is there still a road to freedom? Is there still a way to learn? chase answers through endless storms. Somewhere anger like battle-worn armor. Some are drowning in fear each night, trying to hold on to something right. Love still rises in the darkest hour. Truth still lives beyond the power. And every soul still gets to choose what they build and what they lose. Maybe strength is being honest. Maybe grace begins upon this moment we stop standing alone and finally let our hearts come home. Can we really be unbroken? Can these shattered pieces live again? Can the silence finally open and let the light come pouring in? After all the lies and sorrow, after all the years we ran, is forgiveness still a doorway? Can hope still rise in men? Can we really be unbroken again? Maybe we were never meant to carry all this weight alone. Maybe every wound reminds us we still need love to lead us home. And maybe God still sees the good buried underneath the pain, calling every lost and weary heart to rise again. Yes, we really can be unbroken, even with the scars we wear. 'Cause the light still finds the hopeless, and redemption's always there. When we choose to stand together, when we choose the truth instead, even broken generations can be lifted from the dead. Yes, we really can be unbroken again. So if the veil keeps falling, let it fall completely now. Let the healing finally start. Somehow.
Monday morning coffee just isn't the same. All the protests in the world are making it lame. Well, I found the cure to that. It's green and marijuana is its name. Feeling kinda low, it could chase away your shame. Sunshine on my face, dancing in the rain. Friends gather round, let's forget the pain. Rolling up a vibe, let's ignite the flame. Laughing like a wild, nothing feels the same. Green dreams, we're living in a game. Life's a celebration, we're calling your name. Feel the rhythm flow, we'll never be tame. In this crazy world, love is our aim. Oh, 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 hey, oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 hey, oh. Monday morning coffee just isn't the same. All the protests in the world are making it lame. Well, I found the cure to that. It's green and marijuana is its name. In the rhythm of the night, we'll dance without blame. So let the music play, let's ride this train. Every single laugh, every drop of rain. In the joy of now, we'll never feel shame. With a little green magic, we'll light up the game. So let's take a moment.
Yeah. You don't get to look away anymore. Not after what we've seen. Not after what we know. Can't sugarcoat evil, I refuse to disguise. Truth hit different when you look in their eyes. Little shoes on the staircase cold. Teddy bear stories that were never told. Paper trails buried deep in the vault. Everyone pointing fingers, not my fault. Money moves quiet, power moves slick. Smiles on TV while the system's sick. High walls, black cars, tinted glass. Closed door meetings, let the scandals pass. You say conspiracy to silence the room, but the victims ain't theories, they carry the wounds. We were distracted, divided by noise, arguing headlines, girls and boys. Meanwhile, predators leverage position, protected by status, wealth and tradition. If justice blind, who tied the cloth? Who benefits most when the truth gets lost? If power's clean, then why the fear? When sealed up, pages start coming near.
Wake up, no more shadows, no more silence, no more halos. You can't hide behind the fame. If you fed the fire, you share the flame. Wake up, hear that sound, that's the truth breaking ground. For every child who lost their life, we stand up, we fight tonight.
400,000 missing a year. Tell me why the number don't trigger fear. Why the outrage fade in a week? Why the strong stay silent when the small can't speak? Institutions polished in gold, preaching mercy but the record's cold. If you knew and turned away, silence made you complicit that day. Not left, not right, this ain't a side. Evil don't care about party lines. It's about power abused in dark, about stolen futures before they start. Bought rooms, back rooms, private flights, handshakes hidden from public sights. If your wealth was built on pain, history gon' carve your name. Truth don't die, it waits its turn. Every lie got a fuse that burns. When it sparks, don't act surprised. We warned you once, we're done being quiet.
Wake up, no more shadows, no more silence, no more halos. You can't hide behind the fame. If you fed the fire, you share the flame. Wake up, hear that cry, that's a child asking why. For every tear that fell unseen, we breaking chains, we intervene.
Don't call it hate when we call out wrong. Protecting children ain't extreme, it's strong. You uncomfortable, good, sit with it. Truth ain't gentle when it's explicit. If the stage was bright, but the deals were dark. If the laughter masked a predator's mark. If you profited off the broken and small, the reckoning coming for one and all. No more heroes called from lies. No more idols we idolize. Character measured by what you defend, not the image you try to send. This ain't vengeance, this is guard duty. Standing 10 toes for human dignity. If you righteous, then stand with us. If you guilty, start feeling the rush because the tide turning. You feel that shift. No more shielding, the powerful click. Every child worth more than gold, and we the generation bold.
Hold the line, protect the young. No more deals behind closed doors done. If we the people, prove it now, not someday later, not somehow. Love ain't passive, faith ain't blind. Reflected in our eyes. Wake up, hear that sound, that's the system shaking down. For every child who lost their life, we stand up, we fight tonight.
God misses you. He misses the conversations y'all used to have. He misses how you used to get excited to tell him the little things. He misses how you would be so open and so vulnerable. He misses y'all's intimacy. You used to tell God all of the little things, and reading your Bible used to be really exciting. And it's not to guilt you into, man, I need to do better at the religion, but God genuinely misses you. We serve a God who is always, always looking to love us, to be with us, to walk with us, to dwell in us. And as you're looking for this love, and as you're begging for love, God is longing for you. The thing about God is he's a gentleman. He's not going to bust in the door, and he's not going to make you choose him, because it wouldn't be love. But imagine Jesus standing outside the door, and he knocks. Hey, we haven't talked in a while, and I just wanted to spend time with you. It's not that I need you to make sure that you're doing all the things, but I want to have a conversation with you. I want to tell you that I love you, and that I was there the day that you got hurt, and I didn't leave you alone. In Psalm 139, just like David felt that he was overwhelmed, I understand how you feel, but it doesn't mean that I'm ever going to leave you. You've allowed the ache of this world and the noise of all the worldly people around you to convince you that it's religion that you're walking away from. I bind that and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. You're walking away from the only living God. You're walking away from someone who loves you, who you before he placed you in your mother's womb, who before the foundations of the earth created you in his own image and called you good. The same God who got on the cross and got beaten beyond recognition, who was mocked simply because he loves you and he wants to spend eternity with you. That God, that voice that you hear, that undeniable conviction that you have, stop ignoring it. God misses you. Don't wait until time runs out to go home. Go home with all of your ache, with all of your questions, with all of your feelings that you have for, toward, and about him, and talk to him about it. You can't sit and go back and forth with all these worldly people willing to fight for all these people who don't give a rat's anything about you. But the perfect one, holy, true God that is high as he is, knowing every part of us that's not perfect, chose us, but we refuse to talk to him. God misses you.
Good message. And it's not about going to church. It's about we are the church. We got to remember that. We are the church. And that's kind of where we need to it's kind of where we need to be. But what I want to do first is I want to talk about some key points here. Okay. So let's start off with with the title today. All right. I was kind of going for a line was drawn and was it crossed kind of scenario, in my head, because Trump has publicly stated that Iran was responsible for the downing of a U.S. Army Apache helicopter near the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. And it was said that the U.S. Must respond, and the first question is pretty simple. If the U.S. military aircraft is attacked, does America have an obligation to respond? And if so, what form should that response take? And I think that's probably the more important question, is what form should that response take more than anything else? All right, because we got to understand why the Strait of Hormuz matters. Okay, and we hear the name, and some of us know and understand the importance of the strait, but a lot of other people don't. It's the world's most critical energy choke point. Okay, so the disruptions that happen there affect oil shipments, gas prices, shipping costs, and even, ultimately the price of goods here at home. All right. So, what happens in that, little bitty narrow waterway can impact people thousands of miles away. There's no doubt about that. All right. We see that on a regular basis. All right. And then, then the next question is is this an isolated incident, or is it part of a pattern? The helicopter incident didn't occur in a vacuum. Recent weeks, have included drone attacks, missile launches, strikes on radar facilities, and confrontations, involving commercial shipping. All right. The question, where the question is on that one is, one event or part of a broader escalation, and it's been building for months. And the thing is, we know that Iran has to be finished before we can go on to what we know is last. Okay. So, it's kind of like, what are our options, and a response doesn't automatically mean full scale war. Options range from, diplomatic pressure and sanctions to targeted military actions or increased Navy operations. We just want you to consider, the different ideas, to avoid unnecessary escalation. Okay. For our interests there. And we want to be careful about where we go with that. All right. And then I'm also looking at, how close we are to a peace deal. All right. Because there's a lot of pressure between Iran and Israel right now in regards to them, coming to some type of agreement. And so that Iran can be signed on to the Abraham Accords, which I don't have a complete full understanding of the Abraham Accords. It is something that I'm going to look into more over the next week. But I've been focusing more on reading a lot more of the Ethiopian Bible, especially the forgotten and hidden books. I've been going through a lot more of that, and so my focus is kind of been on that because I want to be ready for my next visit with Jason Q, which is going to be upcoming pretty soon. I'll let you know as soon as we have the date set. I will let everybody know. So how close are we to a peace deal? Interestingly enough, reports indicate that the negotiations and ceasefire efforts have straight up continued. Even with all this stuff going on, Trump he hasn't expressed any optimism about reaching a broader agreement with Iran, while, simultaneously warning of the consequences if they continue attacking their allied countries. And that's just, it creates an unusual situation. Diplomacy and confrontation are pretty much happening at the exact same time. And we have to see how that goes. Now, the impact on American families, foreign policy often feels distant until it hits our wallet. If tensions continue in the Gulf, Americans can see, higher fuel prices, increased shipping costs, and more economic uncertainty. But one big discussion point is whether or not the average citizen fully understands what the international conflicts can affect, and how they affect our daily lives, and that's a big part of the picture. All right. The role of strength and deterrence, that's another thing. Supporters of a strong response argue that failing to respond encourages further aggression, but that's not necessarily the entire argument, because other critics, argue that the escalation risks a larger conflict. It raises the timeless question of, does peace come from restraint, strength, or some combination of both? And that's, You know, that's kind of like where we're looking at it right now is, you know, between the restraint, between the strength, and then the combination, especially when we're looking at the you know, at the overall the blockade and what kind of a financial effect that's having on their economy, right? All right, and then, you know, and then we got you know, the, you know, our allies that are keeping an eye on things. You know, every major move by the United States sends signals. All right, not only to Iran but also to our adversaries around the world and our allies as well. All right, nations in the Middle East, Europe, and Asia, okay, are watching us like they're little baby hawks. Okay, and they're watching to see how Washington responds to all this bullshit. Okay, and discussions, and decisions that have been made, okay, or may in the future influence, you know, international relationships, and security arrangements, and that could be a big thing, you know, because, you know, I've been talking with you guys for a while now that I don't think we need to belong to NATO. I really don't. I think that we could build our own alliance in the Western Hemisphere, and just, you know, and leave it at that. You know, protect our own, and what literally borders us, and screw everything else. You know, if they want to blow each other up, let them blow each other up. Okay. And then when the last person is standing over there from blowing themselves, you know, blowing up each other, then you blow that person up, and then then we go in and clean up the mess that they have perpetuated and kept going all this time. All right. Now, the other question is what if nobody backs down? Okay, because Iran has made so many fucking deals that they've broken. Okay, they have more broken agreements than they have successfully followed through with. And okay, so that, you know, so basically, you know, history shows that conflict, all right, sometimes begin not because their side wanted a war, but because neither side wanted to appear weak. All right. And one of the biggest concerns is whether a continued retaliation or counter retaliation could create a cycle that becomes difficult to stop. You know, so, you know, the Islamic Republic part of Iran, really needs to be, you know, eliminating, you know, big time, you know. So I guess, but the most important point, you know, may just simply be uncertainty. All right. The helicopter incident, you know, put the spotlight back on the U.S. Iran relations. All right. And then, but what will the next chapter be? You know, well, it involved diplomacy. Is it going to involve more economic pressure? Is it going to involve military action? Or is it going to be a combination of all three? You know, at the moment, nobody, I don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Right? We don't know nothing. So nobody outside the decision-making rooms truly knows diddly squat. Okay, and we see all these fucking talking heads out there that are really just laying so much bullshit that, you know, it's, you know, it brings you back to the, you know, the adage of, are we watching the beginning of a larger conflict, or are we watching the final moves that force both sides to back to the negotiating table? Okay, and I think that's where we're at. Everything's going to go back to that negotiating table, and, you know, but again, it boils down to also whether or not they are going to, you know, whether or not they're going to follow through on a deal. And there's a lot there. There's a whole lot there. And, so all we can do is keep an eye on it. But that's what today's, podcast was centered around. There you go. The next move could change everything. And that's the thing, is that it really could. This really could be. Okay. And now I'm also thinking about, I'm also thinking about this, UFC thing coming up. There's something about this, and I tell you guys all the time, I just got a weird feeling about this. I told you I got a weird feeling about the correspondence dinner and what happened. Something came out of it. Okay. And then the Freedom 250. Okay. That basically what was detracting from the Freedom 250 was of the U.S. and President Trump having to focus on Iran instead of focusing on, our the rededication to America. Okay, and that really it was disappointing that he wasn't able to be more involved in that, because I think that he should have been. But I think this UFC thing coming up, for some reason, I got a feeling. Okay, I got a feeling. Yeah, I got one. I got one of those. All right, and I'm not sure what it's going to point to, but all we can do is, look, learn, and listen. Right? That's all we can do. So, yeah, I saw the EBS, EAS, whatever you want to call it, the emergency alert system. I did see that, but what I was trying to figure out was, from the photos that I've seen, I couldn't tell whether or not they were photoshopped, and I even asked AI, and AI said conclusively that it couldn't determine whether another AI created the image or if somebody might have photoshopped or something like that. So, or if it was legitimate. So I haven't seen anything that says that it's 100% legit yet, in regards to that. But if I do see that, then that will become one of our topics. But I just couldn't. I couldn't see that. So, but I wanted to cover the Iran thing first, because that's really been on my mind this morning. And I thought that it was an important thing. Today's podcast, I'm only going to be going a little over an hour today, because I got a fuel delivery coming this afternoon. Thank you to all of you who donated. I appreciate it. I've got we'll have enough fuel for the week without a problem. I just had to wait to get a hold of a person to get it. So I'm limiting my usage for today in order to achieve that. So we got about probably another 35 minutes left before I call it a day. But I really wanted to talk about the Iran situation, because I'm looking at it from the military, with the military mind. And then glossing over it a second time in stoner mentality, because I'll as I'm like going through everything that I got noted and everything else, I'm like trying to put these puzzle pieces together to understand what the strategy is. Now, my biggest takeaway in regards to the Iran thing is we have to get our hands on that nuclear material to test it. And I've said this for months. Okay, now I'm seeing other people coming out making a statement. The reason that Trump wants it is because he wants to test it. Fuck it. Guys, listen. If you're gonna fucking steal my ideas, okay, then fucking at least say, I heard from this guy that maybe we should test that material for uranium-1 material. Yeah, because they all have fucking markers. And I said this like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, and a year ago. and it irritates the piss out of me. Like it's a brand new fucking idea. It's like the Smith-Munt Modernization Act, getting that repealed. We've been talking about that for fucking 9 years now. And nobody wants to give credit to the people who were talking about all this crap first. And it fucking pisses me off. But life goes on, right? Life goes on. Yeah. So this is pure gold. I mean, therefore I am sad. A woman programmed her phone to handle scam calls with an AI voice assistant using Trump's voice. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to get a little rough. So hang on. It's only 46 seconds.
I set up an AI voice assistant to answer my scam calls and troll scammers, and listen to one that I got recently.
So this is Ryan from Microsoft. We detected a virus on your computer. Hello? Hackers are stealing your data right now, so we need to act. Virus? Fake news. My computers are the biggest, most secure computers ever created. Please to turn on your computer so I can fix it. You need to give me access. Listen to this guy. You sound like a cheap Indian scammer baby boy sitting in a dirty call center in Mumbai, right? With your 47 cousins. Sir, this is serious business. I am Ryan from Microsoft Support here to help you. You want to fix my PC? Yes, sir. Maybe you should fix your dirty streets first, baby boy. Full of cows and shit everywhere. What? Go clean that up instead of calling me you pathetic little scammer. Fuck you, asshole. Cows are sacred in our culture, you stupid Americans.
I set up
You got to admit, it was genius. Great job, young lady. Great job. I love that. All right. And then Knights Templar International put this one up.
My friends, North and South, Orange and Green, the days of the old rivalries are over. And if you cannot get that into your head, you may pack up and go to England and live in a country that's about to fall to the invaders. This is Belfast, not Bromley. We do not tolerate these type of attacks on our people, Catholic or Protestant. I forgot to tell you, last night, many men, Protestant men from the Shankill Road area, went over the peace line to stand with the good people of the New Lodge. Catholics and Protestants, Orange and Green, must unite if we have to see this threat off. I'm a chaplain in the Knights Templar Order. This is our flag here. It's my British flag here. But I'll be happy to stand with any Roman Catholic person, north, south, east, or west, in solidarity against these attacks in our community. We're built different here. We're built different in this country. Both communities here have fought, bled, and died for hundreds and hundreds of years over this land. We love this land. We have bled for it. We have died for it. What are we doing? Sitting here, watching people come to our country to murder our people. Jim Dowson here from the Knights Templar International. I'm inviting you today to join this order, a real order, the only real order, with bricks and mortar buildings all over Europe. Today we're in the Irish headquarters. We have an upper chapter house, a lower chapter house, with the beautiful Priory Church of St Mary Magdalene there. And we're renovating a 6-bedroom house here for you. And members can use it free. It's part of the perks of being a real Templar. Come.
All right. Well, I'm not going to do his advertising for him. It's, All right, let's move on. Fox News put this one out. All right, Lance Gooden unloads on Southern Poverty Law Center interim Brian Fair, CEO Brian Fair, after pressing him on why groups like Turning Point USA and Family Research Council appear on the SPLC's hate list. Here we go.
During the Biden-Harris administration, the SPLC included many mainstream conservative groups in their hate map, including Alliance Defending Freedom, Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, and Family Research Council. To your knowledge, did the SPLC include Antifa, which is an actual domestic terrorist organization in its hate group?
Congressman Gooden, just for the record, the SPLC does not have a domestic terrorist list. I'm not sure what Dr. King was referring to, what list she's referring to. As I understand, she's on none of our list. We have a list that identifies groups based on the statements that they and their leaders make.
Is Antifa on your hate map?
Again, as I said earlier, Congressman Gooden, It's my understanding that the FBI has said.
So they're not.
And
Let me ask you this. Has SPLC labeled the radical left group Jane's Revenge as a hate group? This group has publicly taken responsibility for vandalizing and destroying pregnancy resource centers in Catholic churches since May 2022. Have you all designated that on your hate map?
Congressman Gooden, if you've looked at our hate map, you know the criteria we set for designating groups. One designation is when a group expresses, vilifies, demonizes individuals based on immutable characteristics. The second is a group that expresses anti-government conspiracy theories.
So destroying pregnancy resource centers in Catholic churches would not qualify as hate under your definition. You guys are okay with that. But God forbid Turning Point holds a rally. That's considered hate, but destroying a Catholic church or a pregnancy resource is not. Just to be clear, help me understand.
No, Congressman Gooden, the SPLC establishes its own criteria, and any other group can create its own list. Under our criteria, we've designated those groups based on what they've said.
Under your criteria, Turning Point USA, Family Research Council, and other conservative Christian groups are considered hate groups. But Antifa and Jane's Revenge that burns down Catholic churches and pregnancy resource centers, those are not hate groups. It sounds like you're really proud of that process. I'll move on because I frankly think it's disgusting. And you know what? I'd actually ask for you to add me to your hate map. I'd be honored to be on it. It sounds like it'd be in great company.
That's just the first. That's just the first. There's more. Even this little gnome, garden gnome, didn't get his answers.
Can you explain what actions the SPLC took before the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in an attempt to help law enforcement?
Congressman Nadler, again, I must say that counsel will respond to all allegations in the indictment in the Middle District of Alabama.
That's not an allegation.
It's part of the allegation.
Okay. Can you explain what actions the SPLC took before the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville?
Yep. So even the garden gnome, Jared Nadler, is not getting his answers. Yeah. All right. Britain is broken. So you're talking about this. Footage shows a bus being lit, set alight moments ago in Belfast. I'm sorry. Britain is broken is who posted it. Multiple reports from across Northern Ireland of vehicles burning ahead of tonight's protests. I don't think the government quite knows what's coming. And here's a clip. It's not really clear. Sorry, I can't do any better with that. It's like they lit a dumpster on fire first and then are using the dumpster to set the bus on fire. Because the bus is going to, promote racism and help to define world peace. Yeah, that bus is really, it's really important for us to understand the damage that buses can do. So maybe we need to pay close attention to this and learn from it, guys, so that if we ever have to, stand up for our country, then we know that we need to burn the buses first, right? Because that's what they're showing us. Burn the buses. Yeah. Because they don't want people showing up. That's why they're burning the buses. All right. So, Scriptkeeper Elect put this one up. They are lying about the data centers. And this is something that's going to be a big topic. And, a lot of the stories that we're hearing about the effect of water and so on and so forth. Well, I'm about to debunk a little bit of that. Okay.
My name is Doug Seavey. I live at 3392 64th Street, Palo, Iowa. I've called the mayor and suggested that I get put on some kind of a committee because I'm Palo's resident expert. I build data centers. I own data centers. I built the first private data center in the state of Iowa. And everything that Google is telling you is BS. I have a data center right now that's running in Hiawatha, and I have been there 14 years and have never used 1 gallon of water. What Google isn't telling you is they don't want to use the technology because it costs more. They're going to burn through the water, and when it's done, and they don't care. Then they'll put the money in. And so I can guarantee you, if you guys want to start a committee, I'll volunteer because I'm the expert. I build them. I'm working on one right now. I'm working on one in Milwaukee. I live here, and if I told you on the phone, I called you and talked to you, and I said, you should really let me help you. I never heard anything back. And I warned you. I said, my well goes dry. I'm coming after you because I know what's going on. And you can't do this. You guys have to say no water. They don't have to have it. I mean, to give you an idea, you people, how many people in here have heard of Unity Point Health? Okay. All right. I have 100% of their IT in my data center, and I've never used a gallon of water. And I'm the most efficient data center in the world. So this is all crap, and you guys don't want to listen. In fact, I called you and said, maybe we should talk. Never heard back from you. So if you guys want to put a committee together, you can call me. I'll tell you the truth, and I can explain everything to you how this works, because they're lying to you. Big time. There's absolutely no reason to use a gallon of water. And the same thing on the efficiency of the electricity. They're doing the cheapest way they can. All they want to do is get the gravy, and when it turns to shit, they're gone. Google is not our friend. So anybody wants to talk to me, I'll sit over here afterwards and I'll explain it to you. So if you would like, I would be more than happy to be on your committee to work on this, because I am the expert. I build them. I know. Thanks.
Thank you, Doug.
They don't need the water. They don't. They don't need it. They don't need it. And they're already throwing out micro nuclear reactor stations, generator size, that basically, just one of those can power 1,000 houses. Okay. So if these data centers are buying their own little nuclear, miniaturized nuclear generator, okay, they're not going to draw on your power. And the nuclear material is contained. The only way that it can be taken out is if the manufacturer comes to remove it. So nobody has access to that materials. There's a whole bunch of things there, but people really need to look into this. We're told to watch the water, but I don't think we're told to watch the water because of the data centers. Okay. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. All right. Just saying, and then, what it is what I think it is there's an environmental group who is out there who's doing the funding and paying people to say that they've had nothing but issues, in order to curb what Trump is doing. We gotta start looking at the big picture as its entirety instead of just the little itty bitty images that are coming. Okay. Because the big picture of this would be being denied being able to build the data centers due to this water condition, okay, or this power condition, in order to turn away $8 trillion in investments in the United States. I'm just saying that there's something to this, and I think it goes a lot farther than what we know. All right, but back to more on the SPLC. And let's give.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Mr. Fair, are you familiar with J&J Electronics? Are you familiar with Kelly's Marine?
Congressman Biggs, I'm not sure that I'm familiar with them. If they are.
Are you familiar with Turner Personnel?
If these are names of companies in the indictment, they will be addressed in the criminal case pending.
You seem puzzled. The look on your face indicates that maybe you weren't familiar with them, but I don't know. Isn't it true that those fictitious companies, the 9 of them, were set up by SPLC employees?
Congressman Biggs, all of those allegations in the indictment will be addressed in the Middle District of Alabama by SPLC's counsel.
Isn't it true that SPLC created bank accounts in the names of those 9 companies that actually did not exist?
Congressman Biggs, all of those allegations in the indictment will be addressed.
Same answer. Isn't it true that one bank investigated and found that the accounts were fake? That the accounts were all fake?
Same answer, Congressman.
And isn't it true that SPLC admitted in writing that those entities were, quote, open for the benefit of Southern Poverty Law Center operations, close quote?
There are allegations in the indictment that will be addressed in the Middle District of Alabama by SPLC's counsel.
And isn't it true that executing bank documents claiming to own a company that does not exist is lying to a federally insured bank? And I'll assume that you're going to give me the same answer, right? Probably. The superseding indictment describes a field source referred to as F9. If you go to page 6 of the indictment, F9 fundraised for the neo-Nazi National Alliance while receiving SPLC funds. He received at least $1.2 million. He was in a romantic relationship with the SPLC employee who oversaw all payments to field sources. Isn't that true?
That's an allegation in the indictment that will be addressed in the Middle District of Alabama.
Well, I hope they address it because your employee shared a home with F9 and 2 bank accounts. Isn't that true?
That is an allegation in the indictment.
Did you know the person who was overseeing payments to field sources?
I do not know.
So you didn't know that the person who's in charge of overseeing payments to field sources, which you claim was a big, important program, you didn't know that that individual was living with and sharing bank accounts with one of your clandestine sources?
That's an allegation in the indictment, Congressman Biggs, that will be addressed.
That individual, you didn't know that, basically, is what the look on your face says. But here's the deal.
The look on my face says that all of those allegations in the indictment, Congressman Biggs.
That's what your mouth says, but your look on your face says you had no idea, because the individual later became a director of your intelligence project. Did you approve that promotion?
Congressman Biggs, I've been serving as the interim president of the SPLC since July. I don't know what time frame you're referring to, first of all. And second, all the allegations in the indictment will be addressed in a criminal proceeding where they belong.
Yeah, you keep saying that, and that's interesting. But
there's a due process clause.
You were the one that approved the promotion of that individual to become director of intelligence project, did you not?
Congressman Biggs, all of the allegations in the indictment.
That's not an indictment question. So when did you learn about the nature of their relationship?
I'm not sure what time period you're referring to.
Well, in 2014, F9 broke into the headquarters of an organization, stole 25 boxes of documents, transported those across state lines, and he was paid money by that individual and continued to receive money for 20 years, in total receiving allegedly $1.2 million. And he's the one, F9 is the one that was involved in the romantic relationship with your employee. And I want to know, Are you telling us that you never knew about that relationship, even as you sit here today?
I'm telling you first that all the allegations in the indictment will be addressed in the Middle District of Alabama in the criminal case pending before that court. And I'm telling you second, I don't know what period you're referring to.
Did you take any personnel action after you learned it?
Mr. Chairman, the time's way up here.
Oh, it's 8 seconds. Oh boy, that's way up.
Well, I'm glad you conceded that.
Yeah.
You're great at badgering the witnesses, but just obey the rules.
We've been listening to your guys go 30, 45 seconds.
From Arizona, and his time has expired.
So, not getting many answers. Not getting many answers. So let's see if we can get another one.
Your organization said that restricting and banning abortion is a tool of the far right uses to maintain white supremacy. Do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I believe that reproductive liberty is.
No, do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I'll tell you what I believe if you're asking.
Yes or no?
I can't answer that question. Yes or no.
I don't think that pro-lifers are white supremacists. Do you?
What I think is that reproductive liberty is a right that every woman should enjoy.
How many babies in the United States that are aborted are black? About 40% of abortions nationwide are of black babies. Blacks represent about 13% of the population. Does that sound like something a white supremacist would oppose?
What I would say again is that SPLC supports reproductive liberty.
Calling somebody a white supremacist is a pretty serious charge, isn't it? I would think you would be able to defend that if your organization says that. You clearly seem unable to.
Mr. Gill, I'm not sure why you would think I'm able to do anything.
Because you're the president of the SPLC, which labels pro-lifers as racists.
Well,
does your organization just hurl around epithets like that without any justification?
Pretty serious question right there. Yeah. And this was probably
and they won $25 million.
So do you pay the same people to do the bomb and then go and comfort the people from being bombed? You pay the same people to do both jobs? That's kind of fraud to me. That's weird and chaotic and confusing.
Well, Dr. King, I don't think there's any allegation that anybody who was working with the Southern Poverty Law Center bombed anyone. Do you have information to that effect?
I don't personally, but outside agitators did bomb our house at 63 and then ran back and took off the Ku Klux Klan sheets and put on police things and ran up in the yard.
Well,
that's the same people. It was crazy.
I'm with you, and that's a statement about the racism of that police force working with the Ku Klux Klan.
Y'all pay both of them to do the double jobs. SPLC does. Really, you hire them to do the bombing, then you're asserting a lot of things. Bombing. That's weird.
Dr. King, you're asserting a lot of things under oath, and you haven't brought the evidence with you. So
I'll get some for you.
Okay, please bring us the evidence, and I'll yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll get some for you.
And they won $25 million.
So do you?
Yeah. She's not taking no shit. She's not, and I got another clip of her down here and I want to get to, and then we'll scroll back up because we don't have a whole lot of time today, unfortunately, because I'm just, trying to be smart about it. So here's where this is okay.
King, do you agree that should be shut down?
I will not speak on whether that particular fund should be
or
shut
any
down.
such fund.
I think some of these slush funds that SPLC is using.
Okay, but my question is about the one proposed by Todd Blanche. It's a yes or no.
I will not answer on it.
Okay.
I think
Mr.
they
Banger,
need to stop
do you
killing the babies and cutting the penises off. And so any slush fund is.
I have limited. King, do you agree?
Stop cutting the penises off, she said. She said
that
it.
Should be shut down.
She said it. She said, stop cutting the penises off. Yeah. All right. And then, okay, I think we're down at the beginning of but we're going to leave the SPLC hearing alone now, for now. I got 3 down here that I wanted. 1, to, this is the, okay. All right. So here, okay. So this is the first of two that I want to show you. And this was put out by the Geyer Show, Geyer Digital Breaking. IP petitioners admit on camera that they are not citizens of the United States. We confronted the signature gatherers today in Milwaukee at the farmers market. This is a scam, possible foreign intelligence data harvesting. Okay. And when the clipboards get held up, look at what's on the back of the clipboards. Okay. I want you guys to look at that. All right, here we go.
Explain how COVID spread from you. Don't touch my camera. Do not touch my camera. I'm on a public
what do
property.
you see there?
If you don't
You see that?
like to be filmed, you can
What's that sign say? They're in Milwaukee. Okay, that's Milwaukee, Oregon.
walk away. You just said something pretty radical. You said COVID is spread through us killing and eating animals. Can you please explain that?
That humans ate bats. That is what the story that I heard. And that's
Actually, it was gain of function research that was in a lab conducted by Anthony Fauci.
All right.
Stop lying to these people, guys. The people, look, they crossed out the signature because she didn't even tell them.
Those are people's private information.
Well, you're on a public property. You're on public property.
Okay, you still can't.
I can. Are you a citizen of the United States?
No.
You're not a citizen of the United States?
No.
Interesting. You're not a citizen of the United States?
I'm not.
And you're trying to get American citizens to petition for something? IP28, guys, look at that. She just admitted on camera that she's not a citizen of the United States.
Yes.
And you are petitioning with Mr. Michelson to try and pass something, an initiative.
Petitioning with Mr. Michelson.
Mr. Michelson. Daniel Michelson, right? That's not Michelson. We know who Michelson is. He went viral.
Yeah.
You're not a citizen of the United States, and you are petitioning.
Okay, I'm gonna walk away.
All right. I wonder how Department of Homeland Security would feel about that. Immigration, Customs Enforcements.
No, the private information.
So you're in public property.
You still can.
You're in public property.
Please
Stop.
keep
Don't
your
touch me.
distance. Please keep your
Do
distance.
not touch me. I'm on public. You're coming closer to me.
You're following me.
You just admitted on camera that you are not a citizen of the United States.
Yeah.
And you are gathering signatures to protect animals. How do you feel about that, sir?
I feel pretty good about that.
Are you a citizen of the United
Please don't
States?
come that close to us.
Are you a citizen of the United States? You're also not a citizen of the United States.
People can stay for a certain amount of.
Where are you from? Where are you from? What country are you from? What country are you from? You're not a citizen of the United States. That's fraudulent, guys. That is fraudulent. Trying to put an initiative on a ballot, and you're not even from the United States. You can't even vote. You can't even vote for what you want to initiate. Wow. They just admitted to me on camera they're not even citizens of the United States, and they're trying to initiate a ballot that they can't even vote for it. You can't even vote for a ballot you're trying to initiate. Fraudulent activity right here. You guys are fraudsters. Don't touch my camera.
Come that close.
You're on public property. I can get however close I want. You're a fraud. You're not even a citizen of this United States. You have no jurisdiction whatsoever. And you're trying to rally for animal protection? You're a liar, sir. You are a liar.
Yeah. So the Geyer Show, great work. Great work. He's up on YouTube, or well, I know he's up on X as the Geyer Digital, but I don't know if he is actually. Let me do this because maybe he's on YouTube too. Let's find out if he's on YouTube as well, because sometimes they list their other. Yeah, I'm not seeing a listing for a YouTube channel, but you know, this is crazy, you know, and yeah, this is something else. Great job, young man. Great job. I give you props, dude. Getting out there and covering this. Milwaukee's probably 40, about 40 miles away from me, from where I am. And believe me, if I was closer, I'd be taking a walk down there with my dogs and see how long they decide that they want to stick around. And go and take it from there. Okay, that was so that was the first one that I wanted to show you. Okay, yeah. So this is the second one.
My uncle, who lives in California, comes out after voting and asks the polling officer, "Hey, did my wife vote today?" The officer checks the list and says, "Yes, sir, she already voted." My uncle got emotional and said, "If only I would have come earlier, maybe I could have met her." The officer asks, "You two don't live together?" My uncle sighed and said, "Son, she passed away 15 years ago, but every election, she still shows up to vote. I just never get to see her."
Yeah, how about that? How about that? Yeah. So now, I can't show this one because of the fact that it's the ABC and the NBA and all that crap. But NBA Commissioner Adam Silver just went full Trump mode at Madison Square Garden. He says he was a fixture at Madison Square Garden. He had courtside seats here all the time. He was at the drafts. He's a genuine Knicks fan. The arena is packed and people got through extra security. We should be using sports to create more community, not less. And I wish I could play you what Shaq said, okay? Because frankly, this is the reason that I don't watch those anymore, okay? That's why I don't watch the NBA. I don't watch football, because instead of focusing on what they do for jobs and sticking to that, they've got to interject their personality into politics that they themselves are the only ones benefiting from. So yeah, it's just shit. So but this is the result of what these people do.
Guys, while most Oregonians are just living their normal lives, animal rights activists just dropped over 126,000 signatures. It's 126,000 people that think that what they are doing are protecting the welfare of animals, but what they are actually doing could cause unimaginable suffering towards animals. Those 126,000 signatures just put one of the most radical ballot measures in the entire United States on the November ballot of 2026. They call it the Peace Act. But guys, this isn't peace. What this actually is complete chaos. Today, I'm going to talk about how Initiative Petition 28, IP28, could actually starve families, destroy rural Oregon, and how it actually makes animal suffering considerably worse. We're also going to talk about why the rest of you across the United States need to be paying very close attention to this story and what's happening. Real quick, guys, we have a lot of candle orders going out today. I apologize. We were out of town for a week at a conference. It kind of goes with the show. We need to get information and actually be in contact with real farmers across this country, and that's what we do on a regular basis. Those candles that had started to ship and candle.
Yeah. So basically, it calls for the destruction of farming in the state of Oregon. Batshit bonkers, Britain. You made it just in time, Miss Mindersey. Yeah, for the crazy ladies. Yep, we know.
Breaking news here on Planet Crazy, here in Batshit Bonkers, Britain. First up, the BBC reports that a man was taken to hospital with serious injuries after a stabbing in Belfast. Let me just correct that for you, BBC, shall I? A white man is in hospital with life-threatening injuries because a stabby black illegal tried to chop his head off in the street with a small knife. He was sawing at the man's neck as the man was groaning, and now he's in hospital. A woman who witnessed the attack had to be taken to hospital herself because she was in deep shock at seeing such a horror on the streets of Northern Ireland. In other news, over in America, a referee from Somalia has been banned entry, his name Omar Artan, because of Trump's excellent immigration policy. And you may say, oh, that poor referee, oh, that poor man. Yes, but here's how great immigration policy works. You may keep out a couple of good guys, but what you also keep out is the stabby bastards who come here to try and chop our heads off. And finally, in a genius move, Tata Steel shut all of its blast furnaces in Wales because we need to save the planet and we mustn't burn oil or gas despite it being there under the sea just sitting there. And they said they were going to open an electric arc furnace, which would be so much better because, of course, electricity is made by the farting of penguins and the flapping of the wings of butterflies and the baaing of newly born lambs. But any the which way, Tata Steel have now realised that because the UK doesn't burn oil or gas anymore, and because renewables don't really work, we haven't got the electricity that we need in order to make the electric arc furnace work. So it seems like we maybe do need oil and gas after all. That's it, my darlings. Everything's normal. Batshit bonkers Britain.
Yeah, Katie Hopkins. All right. So, like I said to you at the beginning of today's podcast, today has to be short because I got fuel coming. Well, the fuel is at the gate. So that means it's time for me to go so I can get that hauled down here. I will be back with you guys again tomorrow for a full show. We'll probably do about 4 hours tomorrow with what I have planned. We'll be starting at 11 o'clock a.m. Well, somewhere between 11 and noon, I'll be starting. We'll probably be going until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I got a whole bunch of stuff that I've been putting together. And I wanted to show you guys this because this is going to be one of our projects over the next week. And we will be getting to this. Let me see. Hang on one second. I gotta change my camera thingy here to make sure I turn on the right camera. Okay, I think I got that right. And then let's put this over here. Do you see what I see? Yeah. This is what I will be reading over the next couple of podcasts. We will be doing one book during each podcast. There are 3 books in here. There is The Last President, or also known as 1900. There is Baron Trump's Fabulous Underground Adventures. And the second one is the and then the Baron Trump Adventure novels. So we will be give that a second to catch up to. Give it a second. Let's do that first. There we go. So that is going to be one of our immediate future projects. Thank you very much, Auntie Well, for sending that. I appreciate it very much, and I will have it for the location in which we discussed, and in pristine condition when I finish with it. Yeah, she got the hardcover too, so it'll last for years and years and years, because part of that is gonna have to be identified. So, all right, so that driver's going to be pulling up any minute. He just that's what that text was all about. So I'm going to have to head out to meet him at the gate and get all of this fuel transferred and everything else. So I will see you tomorrow. remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, and I love you. Keep Auntie Wells' brother-in-law in prayer, okay? Or I don't remember if it's her brother or her brother-in-law. I think it's her brother-in-law. So keep them in prayers. Recovery from the stroke and the process that they went through, and to pray for each other, and just leave it to him, because he's pretty flipping amazing. In the meantime, remember that God loves you, Jesus loves you, and I love you. And until I see you tomorrow, remember to always
woke up this morning to a world on fire. Everybody shouting, climbing walls of wire. Fear on the TV, lies across the screen. Hard to know these days what anything means. But I hear my Father's voice down in my soul. Stand up straight, don't let the darkness take control. Love your neighbor, hold the line, stay alive. Open up your eyes and let your spirit drive. Don't let the noise pull you under. Don't lose your heart in the thunder. Keep your head on a swivel, keep your eyes on the light. There's still love in the middle of the fight tonight. When the road gets narrow and the world feels cold, keep your heart wide open and never let go. Keep your head on a swivel, but your soul on the rise. There's a whole lot of beauty still left in these eyes. Yeah, the world may shake, but we're not gonna break. We were born for more than survival. Little old lady waving from a porch swing. Kids on the sidewalk still learning to dream. Somebody praying in the middle of pain. Somebody dancing in the pouring rain. There's still good people helping strangers stand. Still working hard with calloused hands. Still holding family, still holding faith. Still finding hope when it all feels late. Don't let the fear define you. There's still a fire inside you. Keep your head on a swivel, keep your eyes on the light. There's still love in the middle of the fight tonight. When the road gets narrow and the world feels cold, keep your heart wide open and never let go. Keep your head on a swivel, but your soul on the rise. There's a whole lot of beauty still left in these eyes. Yeah, the world may shake, but we're not gonna break. We were born for more than survival. Oh, don't forget who you are. You were made from the dust and the stars. Oh, even when shadows fall, love is still the strongest thing of all. Keep your head on a swivel, don't lose your grace. Every scar tells a story, every soul has a place. And if somebody stumbles, you help them stand tall. That's the kind of strength that can heal us all. Keep your head on a swivel, keep your faith alive. There's still hope for tomorrow as long as we try. Yeah, the world